We're gonna do a graph like this. Here I have the risk, and here I have the rewards. I'm gonna ask you the following question. Tell me a reward level in terms of annualized return, okay? Let's say 10%. We have three stocks that I can form portfolios with here. How many combinations of three stocks can actually get you 10% return using past as a indication? How many combinations of those three stocks would get you would have gotten you exactly 10% average return since 9/13/2010? It's kind of a trick question because the answer is infinite. I'm basically asking the following question. Uh, Alpha, VOO, here the tags refer to the returns, plus beta, FA, plus 1 minus alpha minus beta, bond. This is the portfolio return. Given alpha and beta. And I want this to be 10%. And this, VO, FA, and BND are their average returns. So I have one equation in two unknowns. And this is a linear equation. And there are infinitely many combinations of those that would get you that solution. The trouble is, not all those combinations are created equally. There are infinitely many combinations of alpha and beta that could get you 10% average return. But you are looking for the combo with the least risk. Okay, that's a mathematical problem. In the math case, it's a little bit involved, but in standard deviation case, it is actually a linear algebra problem. You can solve it with, matrix calculations if you know anything about them. Matrix calculations is basically a fancy way of saying you have a system of multiple equations and multiple unknowns. Matrix algebra is a neat way of representing the algebra and doing it. You guys are lucky. I had to take that as part of my econ undergraduate as a sophomore class, matrix algebra from mathematics department. Because later on you use a lot of that in econometrics, which is a fancy term for stats for econ. So how are we going to solve that problem? Turns out we have an easy way. First and foremost, let's create some cells here. My desired return for each value of that desired return. Let me put it here. Is 10%. And that's something that I'm going to input. So I'm going to, what I'm going to make it. Dark green background with a white font. Just for the hell of it, reward of portfolio. In this case, I already calculated that, but I like putting things into easily. Let's go portfolio. All right. So if I change the weights, this portfolio has 0.96 risk. Mm, This one has 0.68, but it has lower return, so on and so forth. Let's make that black. I'm going to have these a little bit pinkish. I'm sorry, rose color. And I'm going to do a difference, just like I do in GoalSeek. The difference between the reward of the portfolio and the desired return. Okay. So whatever I do to those weights, I want that difference to be zero, but I also want the least possible risk, provided that difference between desired return and actual return is zero. And I usually do these purple. Right, copy. No, copy. So that I can change only one thing. Again, you could do your own sheet. Oh, let me save this and post it so that if you want to work with me on it, you can. Let's call this. mm, I don't know if it allows parentheses, but I think so. I'm going to be so happy if I finish this half of the semester without getting sick, despite all my students that are dropping like flies. COVIDs, flus, all over the place. I'm not vaccinated, but still. Yes, yes. Close it. Do it again. And for your benefits, I'll get that to the top. Okay, now you can open it if you like, because there are certain things we're gonna do, and if you're using your own computer, some of the stuff you have to do that once. All right, I'll wait a little bit for you guys to download it. I know not all of you are going to, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I can actually buy that option at 1 cent right now. The way, if I let it expire, I don't get to have the access to that money until Monday. So I'm gonna actually pay $1 to get a completely worthless option so that I can do something with it tomorrow or today. Somebody's gonna be happy that they actually got $1 for that option. Thank you. And I just made $112 in I sold this option around 3 o'clock yesterday, less than 18 hours.